What's up? Hey, hello, everyone. Wow. So today we are back going to be talking about Survivor. And today we have a list of about 10 people who are one-time players and also pre-merge boots that we think should play Survivor again. So my name is Rachel.
And I'm Alyssa. And Rachel and we were picking these people, and we didn't realize until literally 2 minutes ago when we were talking about them. All of them, we're like, wow, we're so good at this. We're great.
So yeah, this was originally going to be one of those like dream pre-merge Survivor season casts, but obviously since we both basically came up with this same list of 10 people each, we're just going to name the 10 people that we have, which means that Survivor should invite these people back for a pre-merge season or for a second chance season. Like if Alyssa and I can think of the same 10 people out of the hundreds of people who have played Survivor, that's saying something, I feel like. And so we tried to stick with recent seasons, obviously. So we're starting at 26 and going up to 36 for people. So those people would probably be more likely to come back to Survivor and play again since they haven't had a big hiatus. So if we miss anyone, let us know who you think should be on this season.
Yeah, and I think that's all we have to say. So let's get started.
Yes. So the first person we have is from Survivor season 26, fans versus favorites, and we have Julia, who was voted out right before the merge. And Julia also went to Stanford, just like our boy Adam Klein. And so I don't know, professional race car driver. I feel like she had a lot of potential, and you'll see a lot of these people on the list got voted out either first or right before the merge. So all these people I feel like either got screwed over by some sort of twist, just the wrong side of the numbers, but I feel like do have a lot of potential. And I feel like Julia could go really far in the game. And Stanford, yay. Alyssa, are you back?
Yeah, my computer decided that freezing was going to be a thing that we're doing. We've had a plethora of technical difficulties trying to get this podcast to work. Ugh. So I'm just going to guess what you said, and that's that Julia was voted out pre-merge, like right before the merge. She's a professional race car driver, which seems super lit. I was like looking up stuff about her season, and I like Googled her name, and the first thing that came up was like her race car driving stats, and I was like, wow, she's so cool. But yeah, I feel like that might be the reason why she hasn't come back to Survivor, just because like to be a professional race car driver is like a lot of work and stuff, but I would have liked to see her back just because she seemed to be like good at the game.
Yeah, so that's basically what I did say while you were frozen. So good job. That was like spot on. But yeah, a lot of potential with these people. I feel like they were voted out, I guess, prematurely, sort of like a Kelly Wentworth-esque kind of group, I guess. People who get voted out early, then the second time, third time, whatever, they come back and they are shining stars. And so because these people have been voted out early, we don't really know their game per se because we didn't really see that much of them, like 15 days. And if your tribe isn't going to tribal and you just get screwed over with a tribe swap, then it's really hard, I feel like, to judge your game by it. And that really goes to show with our next person, who is Garrett from Cagayan, which was season 28. And he was the second person voted out of that season, and he was voted out with an idol in his pocket, and he was the professional poker player. And so I'd like say with Julia, I think he has a lot of potential, maybe just like too cocky at the beginning, but he did find an idol within the first 6 days of the game, which is really amazing. And hindsight 2020, I feel like if someone like Garrett did come back on the show, he might not be so, I guess, cocky, but I guess he was also really complaining at the beginning, but maybe because he's been on it for such a short time and he's seen like his reaction in the game and stuff, maybe coming back, he he won't be so arrogant and he won't be so complaining about things.
Yeah, one thing too is I feel like voting off Garrett was one of the reasons that the Brains tribe on Cagayan did so bad, because he was like the only one that had any amount of muscle on him. And like, I'm just saying, if they had kept him around, they might have done a little better. But yeah, I feel like Garrett's greatest mistake in the game was lying about the like Rice versus Idol thing. Just because I feel like when you start the game by lying to your tribe mates, they do not like you very much, even though I don't think people realize.
I think it cut out a little bit there at the end, but I feel like we got the gist, unless it actually cut out a lot of what you're saying. But yeah, Garrett, I think he'd be good coming back to the game if he fixes those things. And I feel like when you do play Survivor a second time, you do try to change your game if those big things were your big downfall. And that's why he got voted out second.
Yeah. The only reason he got voted out second is because there was someone who was even worse than him.
Yikes. And some people made it further than him that were seemingly really bad on that tribe. But also going with Cagayan, we have Alexis, who was voted out right before the merge. She went to Northwestern, but was on the beauty tribe. And I don't know, I think she also has a lot of potential. I feel like she was very smart. She has that cute aspect about her, probably why she was on beauty tribe. But she had a good game. We saw her like trying to talk with Spencer and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, Alexis, I feel like could go far in the game. I liked Alexis more than Morgan that season. So, and I guess Jeffra. Alexis was the coolest girl on that beauty tribe. So I would like to see Alexis play again.
Yeah, and I feel like part of the reason she was voted out is because people were afraid she was going to make strategic moves, as opposed to like the other people on the beauty tribe. They were kind of like, nah, they probably won't do anything strategic. So I feel like the fact that she was voted out because she was like seen as a threat and not just because she wasn't in the majority is like a point to her as far as like bringing her back.
Yeah, and we definitely need like we always have that archetype of the attractive female who gets dragged to the end or like doesn't really do anything. Alexis can be an attractive female who actually does something on the island. So that's for casting, I guess. Speaking of which, we also have from Survivor Season 30, Worlds Apart, So Kim, who was the first person voted out of the season. And honestly, I feel like with this and someone that will say later in the podcast, I feel like So had a lot of potential, just burnt out right at the beginning. And similar, we'll talk about Mari and a few people, but So and Mari, it's just bad luck, I guess, being the first person voted out of their tribe. And I don't know, I feel like So could go really, really far in the game. And I feel like when it was Worlds Apart, people thought she would have gone far.
Yeah, I feel like you said with So, she came out like out of the gate a little too fast, and that was like her ultimate downfall. And I feel like now that she has even only 3 days of experience, I feel like is enough to like give you kind of a feel for the game.
Yeah, and she's dated Malcolm, so she knows a lot about Survivor probably from dating him. So that's really funny when yeah. So our next person we have from Survivor Season 32, Ko-Rong, Anna, who is also a professional poker player, and she was voted out second before the merge. And similar kind of thing with the other people that we're talking about. It's just sort of like bad circumstance. All of the beauty tribe didn't go to tribal until then. And so when you are so long with like not going to tribal, I feel like your first tribal, it is very difficult. And especially with tribes of 6, it's really hard to get on the right side of the numbers because it is so small. And I think Anna could do really well. I think with the professional poker players, there's just something wrong. But I feel like a professional poker player can go very far in this game. Yes, further than Jean Robert, I guess. But Anna's super pretty, also on the beauty tribe. She's smart. I think she could go really far if she gets a good alliance and doesn't get voted out, which is like, yeah, but
I thought it was interesting that the first poker player they had on the brains tribe and the second one they have on the beauty tribe, because it's like the same job. So why would you have them on different tribes?
is it sexism? Garrett was really attractive. We both like all of his confessionals was like him leaning back like crotch shots. So
yeah, but I definitely agree with what you said about like, especially if you go a long time without going to tribal, you kind of become, I guess, kind of lazy with your strategy. And it's like, if you don't have to strategize for like 12 days or however many days, then like you might not be thinking about it as much as you should be. And yeah.
yeah, so Anna could go very far with this pick. I was also between Liz from this season, who was on the Brain Tribe. I think she could go far in the game too. Dated Stephen Fishback, so I was between her and Anna. Wouldn't mind seeing either of them come back. For season 32, Co-Wrong, we also have Peter, who is the guy that looks like President Obama, and he was voted out right before the merge as well. So they went back to back, I guess, with this season. I feel like with Peter, you know, wrong side of the numbers, the switch and things like that. I think Peter can go far. He has the face, he has the looks, he has the smarts for it, being a doctor. And I don't know. I feel like he was just too arrogant about his smarts. And maybe that's a thing that we're seeing with the Brain Tribe and Brain Brown Beauty seasons. But I feel like Peter was likable enough.
I feel like, okay, Peter has the face that won a presidential election twice. Just saying. I definitely agree with what you said about him being cocky about his brains. But I feel like part of that is when you're put on the brains tribe, you feel like you have to play up your intelligence. And I feel like he would do better if he was put on a tribe that wasn't like themed like that.
Yeah, so maybe if it's like second chance or pre-merge season, that could be a really good place for these people. And especially when you're voted out right before the merge, I think that could be a good selling point for a pre-merge season. Like, oh, it's your second chance. And none of you have had made the merge before. And so like you have to work harder, you need more strategy, you need your good alliances. And then it's going to be sad when half the people again don't make the merge or like is voted out a second time like Francesca. So should have had her on the list, but alas, we don't want to torture her and get her voted out a third time first. But I don't know. I think like that would be a really good, interesting theme for a season because I would want to watch that. I would want to see who would be able to change their game well enough so that they can make it over the obstacle that they weren't able to conquer the first time.
The thing is, more than half of them are going to make the merge the second time they play. Because if they're all pre-merge before,
it's a win-win for the second half people. If you can't make the merge your second time, then it's just sort of sad. But
yeah, though
half the people aren't going to make the merge.
Yeah, what you said about Francesca, though, Rachel and I have said this before, and I'm going to continue saying it. If I was on Survivor playing with Francesca, I would throw the first immunity challenge just so I could vote her off first for a third time.
Yeah, or even if your tribe does happen to lose, that's the easy target. You're like, haha, guys, let's make Survivor history. Let's vote her out first for a freaking third time. That's better than Sandra winning 2 times. Like, how do you get voted out first more than 2 times? You just can't ever play Survivor because you are legitimately cursed. They should have had Francesca back for Ghost Island and been like, can she break the voted out first curse?
Oh, that would have been great. Oh my goodness.
Yes. So next we have Survivor Season 33 Millennials versus Gen X. We have Mari, who was voted out second in the game, but first from the Millennials tribe. And she was one of the older people on the tribe this season. I think it was like Mari and Ken, who were like the two, and maybe Zeke who were like the 3 middle ones who were like upper end millennial, lower end Gen X. So it's really like an if, like, oh, would you get along better with a younger or older kind of crowd? And Mari, professional video game player and like ballet dancer, that is the coolest thing ever. I think Mari has a lot of potential. I think she could have went like super far in the game, but bad luck again happens and strikes.
Yeah, and again, I feel like the rationale behind voting her out was that she was a strategic threat. And so being voted out because you're a strategic threat, that's like a good reason to be voted out as far as like your chances of getting asked back again. And I feel like when Mari did get voted out, a lot of people were immediately like, I want to see her again, just because I feel like we didn't get to see Mari's full strategic potential.
Yeah, I feel like so many people that season had her as their winner picks. Didn't you have her as like the season winner pick?
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like, yeah, with Mari, it's like easy first boot because Will knew she was a professional gamer on the Smosh YouTube channel. So it's like, if you even say that out loud, people would probably target you. And so just having something like that on your back, probably an easy first boot target. If you're annoying or if someone recognizes you or knows you or thinks you're strategic, then it's an easy first boot because nobody would really like fight you on someone who's annoying or someone who you know that will probably beat you later. If like you can even tell in 6 days, which is crazy, but I think Mari has a lot of potential.
I think she does too, and I'm sad that now you reminded me that she was my winner pick, and I'm super sad. I tend to like wipe my brain of those things because I have yet to pick a winner successfully.
Yo, I can't believe I even remembered that Mari was your winner pick. That was like a year and a half ago. That's really crazy. But that just shows that Mari is memorable. So, Survivor, invite these people back, please. Our next person might be iffy, I guess, to some people, but she's from Millennials versus Gen X, season 33, pre-merge. The second person voted out right before the merge. We have Figgy. And I wanted to see Figgy play again because I feel like she was very smart. She was definitely the smarter of the Figtails duo between her and Taylor. And I think if she's not in a showmance and if she's not connected to someone like Taylor on the show, I think Figgy can go very far in the game. She's personable, she's cute, she has the strategy. If she's not in a showmance, I think she has a lot of potential.
You said Figtails, and my heart honestly just like withered a little bit.
Did you vomit a little in your mouth?
Yeah, I can't believe they had like a ship name and everything. Oh my god, that was such a mess. And I think when Figgy did get voted out, we like were really angry because people really only voted for her to get to Taylor, and it's like, if you want Taylor out, vote for Taylor.
Which I feel like happens a lot in Survivor when you have the male-female duo, power couples, showmances. You see people not voting Cole out, but they vote Jessica out to get to Cole. You see this, they vote Figgy out to get to Taylor. And it's like Figgy was so much smarter than Taylor. I feel like Jessica had a lot of potential her season, but she wasn't pre-merge, so she's not on this list. But I don't know. I feel like the female in these male-female duos are always better than the male. And it's like I would rather have seen Figgy and Jessica make it further than the male counterpart. And it's like, what's the rest of Millennials versus Gen X? Taylor and Adam fighting, and then Taylor being annoying on the island? Like, Figgy would have been much more entertaining in a non-annoying way. And like her and Michaela could have brawled more. I don't know. I'm just annoyed now.
The only thing is Taylor had much prettier eyes than Figgy, and that's all he had going for him.
Yeah, so Figgy, bring her back. Next we have, I guess we sort of skipped 34 and 35, so if anyone has any pre-merge people from season 34 and 35 you want to see play again, let us know, because we skipped to Survivor season 36. We have Ghost Island, we have Brendan and Stephanie. I wouldn't mind James in this list also, or Bradley. I guess that's a lot of people, but top 2 for me would be Brendan and Stephanie. Definitely 2 of the fan favorites. I feel like Brendan was my winner pick on the season. I think he can win a season. Stephanie, I think, could also win a season. And they're just so lovable and likable, and they need to be brought back.
I concur. I feel like Stephanie was definitely, again, one of those people I've been saying over and over, like, it's a good thing to be voted out as a strategic threat if you want to come back again. And I feel like Stephanie was definitely that person where everyone was like, if we don't vote her out now, she could win the game. And it's like when people are talking about you winning the game before you even make the merge, that's a big thing. And Brendan, he just seemed really nice.
Yeah, like Brendan, stand-up dude, wrong side of the numbers and the idol play. Stephanie, also stand-up gal, like wrong side of the numbers as well. They were both just fricked over with the season, and I feel like so many people were so angry about it, and it was just so sad to see. And I don't know. I feel like the season for Ghost Island, the pre-merge was really, really good. Post-merge, less good, I guess, with the whole Laurel thing, never voting out the two big dogs. But anyone, I feel like from this pre-merge of Ghost Island, you could bring back again for another season and people wouldn't complain. Like Jacob, if you brought him back in a few years, I feel like people might complain, but if he's able to
I'd complain.
Fix himself and like have more self-awareness, I feel like he could be really good at the game. Morgan, I guess, yeah, she was good in confessionals, better than some people who got zero screen time later in the show. So
I feel like with some of the people from Ghost Island, I just struggle to remember who they are since I remember exactly 4 people from that season. And that's Dominic, Wendell, Laurel, and Jonathan. Like, were there other people on that season? I'm not entirely sure.
yeah, so someone in the comments, Reality TV Fanatic says from Survivor 35, Allie and Rourke would be good to bring back. I agree with that. Definitely 2 more females who were voted out prematurely. I feel like with Allie and Rourke, they were definitely a lot of people's winner picks for that season. And it seems like we're talking about a lot of females with our pre-merge cast. So maybe that's saying something. But yeah, I don't know. I could support that. I remember why we didn't talk about 34, and that's because it's returning players. And so that wouldn't really make sense in a second chance pre-merge season cast. But Allie and Rourke, I could get behind.
Allie, I could definitely get behind. Rourke, less so. I'm pretty sure she was my winner pick. But
Rourke or Allie?
Rourke.
So you wouldn't get behind her?
No. I put my eggs in that basket once and they all cracked open. Definitely Allie though, because I remember being really upset that she was voted out.
Yeah. What's his face? Fricked her up.
Was it Ryan?
Yeah, Ryan. Is it bad that we like don't remember the final 3 from a season when you could remember people who were voted out pre-merge? Like you just said about Ghost Island, only remember those 4. Like, is that really bad that we can name? I bet I could name the entire pre-merge of Ghost Island and not get the order right for the entire post-merge. That's how memorable I feel like some of those people were pre-merge versus post-merge. And maybe that's editing, maybe that's casting. Who knows?
I just feel like with Survivor, there's some people that they just genuinely had bad luck.
Maybe Survivor season bad luck club.
Survivor Ghost Island, but all of the curses are just people.
Honestly, though, I think a pre-merge season could be really good. A lot of these people we said have potential to win the game. I think this would be a great season. Like you see Kelly Wentworth voted out super early pre-merge, come back and freaking dominate the game. And so we're trying not to curse anymore on this channel, but freaking dominate the game. And so if you want a good Survivor season, I think bring those people back. People who are voted out, torch snuffed prematurely, who have that potential and have that drive and motivation. And that would be really great if it's second chance fan voted in. Even better, season 40. Let's get behind it. Let's go.
Yeah, I feel like the only thing is if you pick the wrong people from pre-merge, then you just get a boring ass season. So you got to balance it.
Yo, put these like 14 people we listed on, pick like, 10 more, make it up to 26 or 28, and then, yo, let's have America vote. Alyssa and I are casting the next season of Survivor right now.
Survivor, pay us to do things for you.
Honestly, I feel like we have good ideas, so let's toot our own horn here. But if any of you have any other suggestions or who you want to see in a pre-merge or a second chance season of Survivor, let us know in the comments. I want to see all these people play again. I would not be angry if they got cast again.
I would not be angry if they got cast again either.
Yes, so let us know what other videos I guess you want to see us do. We have some Survivor challenges coming up, the DIY Survivor challenges in the future. We have one of them will sneak preview, I guess. We are doing the Malcolm and the Wendell ball holding on the long cut up piece of would. So that challenge from Malcolm's season when he got voted out, and then Wendell when he got the advantage from Malcolm's season to get the second chance life at the ball drop thing. So hopefully that's a good explanation because we have that made. That is very exciting. I tried it out and it's very hard. So I'm confused.
We're really bad at all of the Survivor challenges that we try, but that's okay.
It's the thought that counts.
Yeah, but we'll also be doing more Google Hangout videos, so if you have ideas for those, let us know in the comments below, and I guess see you guys next week.
Bye.